And we are back. Very many thanks for choosing to stay with us. And in case you're just joining us, welcome to Kenya's Gold, where our focus of the day is on animal farming, but we will be narrowing it down to Galla breeds when it comes to goats. Now, to shed more light in that agri-sector, we do have the pleasure of being joined by Kingori Maina, who's only 27 years old, has been an expert and practicing vet in the space of animal farming for the last 4 years. We're so excited to see young people take up space in the sector of agriculture. So first, let me start by saying congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. Now, before we get to the details to learn a lot more when it comes to goat farming, maybe very quickly, you can give us an insight as a very young man. What inspired you to get into the space of agriculture and to be a vet?
Basically, I had a passion for animals when I was young. And also, I grew up in an agricultural-based family. My dad was a farmer, my mom was a farmer, my grandparents were farmers. So when you grow up, you see the animals getting sick, and deep down you know you want to, there's that question, why is this animal sick? How can I try to better the health of this animal?
Great.
Like you try to treat the animal when you are in high school or primary, and try to, basically that's how I became a vet.
All right.
Because I had that passion for animals.
Great.
Yeah.
Kuna somo la kilimo katika shule ya upili. Uliendeleza hilo?
Nilifanya agriculture.
All right.
Yes.
Very curious to find out, because you're young and we are so happy to have you here being young. Have you ever gone to a farm and there's probably an older farmer and they look at you like, are you sure? Where are you? If you haven't, maybe how you dealt with that situation so that they can warm up to you being young.
Yeah, it has happened a lot of times.
Oh no.
But if you do a good work in that farm, you know, it's not a matter of age, it's a matter of the work you're going to do in that farm. And if you build a good trust with that farmer, he will trust you. It's a matter of trust, not a matter of age.
Great. Good stuff.
Na tajriba yako hapo vile vile tukishikilia, umekuwepo kule kwa miaka mingapi sasa?
I studied for 5 years hapa Kabete campus. Yeah.
Lakini umehudumu kwa miaka mingapi sasa?
4 years.
Nice. Inafurahisha kweli kweli kuona hilo. Lakini sasa tusalie katika swala la Galla Goats.
Yes.
Yule mbuzi ambaye tumemwona leo kupitia makala yetu, kuna mtazamaji ambaye anataka sana kumfahamu, hasa kupitia kwako kama daktari sasa.
So basically, the Galla Goat is also known as the Somali goat, and this is a goat breed which is indigenous to Ethiopia, Southern Sudan, and Somalia. So it's mostly white, and it can pack weight up to 75 kg. They're usually tall, and if you see a goat which is not white and it's short, and it's most likely the smallest African breed. Yeah.
Right. So you've already mentioned East African breed.
The
so you've brought in another breed into the conversation. So there's someone who's watching, and because this is the introduction to goat farming on the show, maybe very quickly you can give us the different breeds of goats that we have in Kenya, and also which one is most commonly bred by farmers.
So we have the meat breed, such as the boar, but these are exotic. You have to import them. The boar, the red Kalahari, and the white Savannah. For the milk, the Galla Goat also has good milk production, but not as good as the Toggenburg and the Saanen. For meat, for meat and milk, the Galla Goat will do very well. But for milk, the Toggenburg and the Saanen will do very well. Basically, you have the meat, the milk, and the milk goat breeds in Kenya.
Great.
Hapo kwa sababu umetaja kuhusiana na breeds ambazo zipo, je, kuna moja tunaita improved breed?
The improved breed, the improved breed yenye iko is if you cross, let's say, the exotic goat, like for example the white Savannah, the red Kalahari, or the boar, and you cross it with these local breeds here in Kenya. The kid which you are going to get, a kid is the young one of a goat, is what you can call improved.
And is that being done a lot now?
Yeah, people are doing it, but the problem is importing these boars is quite expensive.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's almost close to $500,000. See, it's really expensive. And with $500,000, you can get close to 50 Gallas. Yeah.
So you said for the Galla, which we are talking about, when a farmer decides to go that direction, it's mostly because of meat production.
Meat and milk.
Meat and milk,
yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
All right, so if I want to go and start out that venture as an expert, nafaa kuenda kumnunua kama ako miezi mingapi? What will be the most ideal age to get my goat at?
So if you're a farmer and you want to do, it depends whether you want to do small scale farming or large scale farming. Small scale farming is basically you want to keep one goat for milk production in your home. But ideally you should buy the goat at around 7 months when they have reached puberty.
For both small scale and large scale?
Yeah.
Or just...
You can buy them from 7 months to 11 months.
Okay.
Yes.
Kwa vitu ambavyo unaangalia ukienda kununua, kuna mambo ambayo unayazingatia kabla uamue nitamnunua huyu mbuzi. Ni mambo yapi ambayo unazingatia?
So la kwanza unaangalia kwanza the mother. Kama the mother alikuwa na kuna ile probability ya twinning, yani mbuzi anazaa watoto wawili ama watatu. So kama unaenda kununua mtoto na kuna history ya kwamba huyu mtoto alizaliwa na mama aliwazaa wakiwa watatu, that's a good characteristic. Juu inamaanisha kwamba huyo mtoto probability yake kuzaa watoto watatu itakuwa higher. Na also unaangalia the size of the mom. Juu basically genetics play a very important role. Yeah. So unaangalia the size of the mom, milk production. It also depends with huyo mnyama unamchukulia for what purpose. Kama ni milk production, unauliza tu the guy. Huyu mamake alikuwa anatoa kiasi gani ya maziwa? Simple questions. Na pia unauliza things such as vaccination history ili usilete mnyama mgonjwa to your farm. Yeah.
And if I'm going to get, and you've advised 7 months is the ideal.
7 to 11.
7 to 11 months is the ideal age.
Yes.
What is the risk if I get it at a younger age than the 7 months, or I take one that is probably a year and above? And also give us the rates. How much are we talking about when I go to buy my breed?
So if you're going to buy your breed, let's say from 7 to 11 months, the cost will be around 6 to 9,000, depending on the area. Like for example, from Narok, at around 7 months, you'll get the goat from around 10,000, under 10,000 that is.
Under 10,000.
Yeah, and it depends with the number of animals you're going to buy also, because you have the bargaining power when you buy more animals.
And the risk of buying
so
one
when
that
you,
is
when you buy the animal when it's younger, number one, you're not going to get a proper vaccination history, because these vaccinations play really a good or an important role in the farm, because these diseases are very, very economical. When I say economical, it means they can really cause huge losses in your farm. And when you get them, let's say when they are very old, you know, the average lifespan of a goat is 11 to 18 years. Let's say you get a goat at 9 years. So number one, that goat will be barren. Number two, most likely the male, he'll not be able to reproduce as compared to getting a younger goat. Yeah.
Right.
Sasa unaeleza sana bwana, unamiminika maarifa kabisa. Udogo au manishi kwamba ujui mengi, lakini sasa kuketi kwako ni taratibu kumiminika maarifa. Twende mapumzikoni, turejea basi itakuwa ni masuala mengine, lakini bado tutasalia katika mbuzi.